Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's tarot reading is going to be another one of the K-pop experience through the tarot. So today I'm going to bring the subject of K-pop idols and their apologies. Whenever something happens, like a rumor and scandal or some situation that they need to clarify, or their companies ask them to release some kind of a statement, those kinds of apologies where they do seem to express a lot of regret, and it's like they compulsively apologize. So let's see how they feel about this. How do they feel whenever they have to release these kinds of letters, and what is it like? What's going on really inside of them when it comes to this need to apologize? And I'm not referring to apologize for some kind of scandal or some kind of accusation. Talking about maybe when they have to apologize about, I don't know, a dating rumor that's been exposed or something like that. You know that sometimes you find like that maybe they they fervently like apologize and continuously. So let's see what this is about, what's going on inside of them. Of course that this is very general, this is an energetic reading, so please take it with a grain of salt. And as I always say, if you don't resonate with the message, just don't watch it and look for other content. um so I pulled cards from the Oracle of the Chakras. That this is the one that I use the most when it comes to energy. And other from the Oracle of the Seven Energies. So let's begin. We have the card of perception, stagnation, isolation, discouragement, and the last card is women holding a heart, or woman holding a heart. Yes. So yes, I think that since the first card, that is perception, it's a green card, and this is a deck that is based on the chakras. You know that chakras are like these different places where we hold our energies, and these energies have like different colors and different like orders, and the green color represents the chakra of the heart, the heart chakra. So if we start with perception, probably when we think about an apology or writing a letter to apologize or to say that you are sorry, actually they do try to channel, most of them, they do try to channel their emotions and their feelings, and they are really like hopefully trying to make themselves feel understood, and that this message can get to as much people as possible, and that people can understand the message. I definitely see them, like most of them, like exercising this kind of like connecting with how they are feeling in the moment. I believe that they are honest when they have to write this kind of apologies. I think that at the beginning, when they start the letter, probably the first two paragraphs are very sentimental and are very coming from the heart, and it's like opening your heart to whatever you want to say in that message. But then we have the card of stagnation. So the stagnation means that there's like an inner fire inside of you that you somehow cannot be able to, like, there could be like mixed emotions and very strong emotions, like anger, resentment, and you feeling a bit like impatient and feeling like very emotional, but more coming from a place of where you actually, this is what I think, that probably in the middle of the letter they are like they're running out of words because they get really emotional by reviewing the letter. And probably this also has to do with someone middling and also be um like checking what they were writing and being like, oh, you need to say this, or you need to fix this, do not use that word, use the other. I'm not saying that this is for every case, but probably this is why they feel a bit like there's a lot of frustration because of the stagnation, because it's not like in some cases it's like you are being asked to say or to mention certain things. So there's a bit of anger here. Then we have the card of the isolation. So this is where actually their initial feelings and thoughts and perceptions start to shift. And then they start to lose a bit of their own message and start like getting a few words in that probably they are being told to say, or probably there's someone like being correcting that letter and being like, oh, you need to write this again with other words. So this is why they feel so isolated, because they feel like, okay, but this is my moment, like I want to write about what I want to say and what I want to express. So I think that probably the word sorry, and the apology part, probably it's something that it's like reminded for them to do it, like don't forget to say you're sorry. Because there's with the isolation, it's like there's like almost like a separation between your persona or who you really are and the image that you portray. So it's like you feel like an isolation between your true nature and what you have to show to others. So this is where the isolation between what they really want to say and what they end up saying is. The message it's been a bit elaborated, but by others. Um, and then the other card, the last card, it's the discouragement. So definitely when some of them, when they see the final product, they feel very discouraged, in the sense that probably they're like, oh, I don't want to send this, or I don't want people to read this, or I'm not happy with this. But eventually they move on. It's not, it's just that it doesn't feel genuine to them. It feels like a chore, like something. Some of them do not even like to write it. And a lot of them, I think that probably they do write a lot about how they feel, but they end up not showing it because they know that there will always be someone censoring the final message. So probably they do start with a very fresh paper and a fresh letter, and the original letter, where they start to pour in their real emotions, how they really feel, and they become really emotional and really self-aware of everything that they had been going through. But I don't think that the sorry part is in there. I think that this is something that these are like very like phrases that it's like, for example, when you have to write an email, an informal email, when you have to greet people very politely. It's the same way. These are like, there are like some kind of words that you will see in them that it's like you are like, oh, but it doesn't match the beginning of the letter. It's like maybe they start like sharing something very personal and very emotional, and then they end up the letter with a tone that sounds like too polished, or too rational. It's like, okay, but this is why I think that, or maybe when they, it's like there's a feeling that when the letter is about to finish or is about to end, there's always like this apology. Like you don't know how to end the letter, so you put the apology part so it can sound that is connected to an emotional part of the beginning. So it's weird, yes. And I don't think they like the final. I don't think they like the letters, those letters. I don't think they feel like it's really what they want to say. This is why sometimes when I read for idols, especially the ones that have been in hiatus, I sense a lot of air energy, a lot of swords cards come out that has to do with communication and their communication being blocked for a long time when they are in this hiatus, and it's not because of them having to reflect on themselves. It's because they aren't allowed or they haven't been allowed to express their true feelings on the matter, because probably the company feels like it would make situation worse. So yes, it's all marketing, guys, and it's all like it's all about little tricks, that these people like try to coach them, and being like, oh, this doesn't sound nice, let's put this, so yes, because I think that with the last card that I pulled from the other oracle, that is this woman holding a heart. I think that what they really want the idols to express is that they are always this very loving, open-hearted, this very like lovable person always. Like they put the fans love over everything. I think that if you watch the figure of in this card, that it's a woman holding a heart, you see her like all the very glamorous. You see her like holding her heart, and her heart is very shiny and it's pure, and and this is I think that this is the marketing image that they want these idols to do, to be like, oh, I'm remaining positive and I'm remaining with my heart open right here, offering you my heart, even though maybe the situation that I'm going through is really dark and it's really depressive and it's really negative for my mental health right now. But I want you to know that my heart is open, that you are in my heart, that I have you always in my heart. And maybe this is not the feeling that they are experiencing in the moment. It can be, um, of course, that it's a nice gesture to write a letter so the fans can get something from the artist, like, they'll be like, okay, he wrote this, he took the time. But when it comes to their apologies, I think that this card of the woman holding a heart, I think that it also shows that sometimes when they are showing this kind of openness, actually is the moment where their heart is is the closest. Is the moment where their heart chakra is the most blocked part of themselves because of whatever situation they are going through. For example, if they are apologizing for, I don't know, some very delicate accusations or some very questionable, according to society, questionable behavior or scandal or whatever, that they are not like, probably they are having like a lot of anxiety, a lot of probably they are going through some kind of depression, or they are feeling really bad about themselves. So, the fact that they have to talk about, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, and they are really confused inside. They are in this dark moment in their lives, and to sound hopeful, or to sound like you are loving, and it's like you are open and like you are repentant. Sometimes I think that sometimes idols are forced to say sorry for things that they shouldn't be saying sorry for. It's the same for I had a lot of clients that they have a lot of trouble, and this has to do with their own upbringing, of course, because the more strict is your upbringing, sometimes when you are an adult, it happens when you get like flattered, when someone makes a compliment to you and you don't know how to take it. So if someone says something to you, you are like, oh, no, 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 I'm not pretty. No, don't say that. You're making me feel embarrassed, or you blush, you change the subject, you belittle yourself because you don't know how to take a compliment. So I think that in their case it's all about, like, why are you apologizing for, if what actually you are doing is not harming anyone. I'm talking about, for example, like dating rumors, like instead of you being like, okay, like, I'm really happy right now because I met a very special person, and I really feel really happy with this person, and I found love. Instead of you celebrating love, you're like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry to the fans. I think that I also seen this in Kang Daniel's apology, where his relationship with Gio was also exposed. He didn't even mention her once. He didn't even, like, I think he also said, like, I'm sorry to my fans, I'm sorry to my fans. And it's like, come on. It's like, I understand that he was also in this process of promoting his solo career, so it was professionally, it wasn't the right timing. But there were people that were saying that actually she helped him go through a moment where he felt really bad about himself. I don't know if he was going through some kind of depression or anxiety, but it was said that she helped him go through this moment. So a little bit in that kind of letter would be nice to say, appreciate her support, she has helped me, and this is not about you showing off your relationship to your fans, being like, oh yes, now I got a girlfriend that loves me. It's not about that, but it's about you acknowledging your own happiness, and you being like, and I think that this also has to do about you setting some kind of, like, you pulling new rules, you setting new rules, like being like, I'm not going to apologize for being happy or for being in the happiest moment in my life. So I think that they need to, like, open up a bit more and be a bit more. But of course that this doesn't depend of them, because I see a lot of people pulling the strings here. So I don't think that this is about this is their design, like, oh, I want to write this letter like this. I think that this has been checked and double checked before. And I think that the stagnation is this feeling of, I have to write this all over again, because I don't know, the company doesn't like it. And if they do not agree with the content of the letter, you are not going to get it published. So, because also at the first card, that I was saying, that is connected to the heart chakra, this card is called perception. So at the same time, it's saying that the letters that are being written are also like some kind of, are influenced by how the public is demanding for an explanation, or how the public is viewing what's going on, or the public's perception and reactions toward what's going on with that artist. So it's like according to the public's need for information or a clarification or a statement is where they are like, okay, now we need you to write an apology, or we need you to write this. So this is why I think that sometimes if it sounds a bit rehearsed or a bit, the letter sounds a bit like weird, is because probably maybe the artist doesn't want to write it either. They prefer to be silent. And I think that there are a few artists that are actually very lucky, or probably that are really famous, that they just do not want to do this. And you cannot force them to write any kind of letters, because they just want silence to speak louder than words, and they have their own autonomy to do so. They are probably very like in a very famous or kind of privileged position where you cannot force them to write anything. So yes, guys, this is all I have for this subject. I hope that you enjoyed it, and also I want to take this moment to let you know that since this week I ended with this kind of tarot readings for relationships, friendships, I'm going to start next week to do tarot readings for ideal types for different members of different groups. So I would love for you to write in the comment section, if you have a time, your recommendation about whom I should start first. So I'm going to start this week on Monday uploading these videos about these idols ideal type according to the tarot. So thank you so much, guys, for being here. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.